Have you ever wondered why you find it easier to binge watch TV or spend hours scrolling through social media posts compared to reading a book or taking a course? Do you ever wonder why it's much easier to eat junk food than healthy meals? Believe it or not, the truth is that you've been brainwashed. Somewhere along the line, you've been made to find greater pleasure in self-sabotaging habits than in success. To rid yourself of this limiting trait, you need to flip the order and brainwash yourself for success rather than self-sabotage. You may think this is impossible, but trust me, you can train your brain to crave healthy activities too. In this video, we will expose 7 powerful mind hacks that will brainwash you to success. Before we jump in, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for a free giveaway. You don't want to miss it. First, let's address how we get brainwashed into certain self-destructive behavior. Right from the start, we've been programmed to think a certain way, even as far back as our time in the womb. I know this might sound a bit strange, and you may even question the statement. Studies show that genetics play an important role in one's personality. Also, a mother's stress and habits during pregnancy will affect a person long after birth. After that, there was your early childhood. Experiences between the ages of 0 and 7 years were highly impactful. In fact, a study suggests that the bulk of our personality was mainly set by the time we made it to first grade. This stage can be the most overwhelming and important in a person's life. Each time you choose a bad habit, you're reinforcing the powerful pathways that exist in your brain that attract you to that bad habit in the first place. In simpler terms, every time you take a certain action, you make yourself more likely to do the same thing in the future. Hope you are starting to see how this all works. Also, there's the world around us, which keeps bombarding us with messages and stimuli. It may interest you that an average American sees up to 5,000 ads daily. Yep, you heard that right. So there are agendas around us constantly trying to influence us into making choices that may not be good for us. With all that in mind, I am sure you can see how you can get stuck doing the same thing over and over again, although it may not be helping you grow in a positive way. Here is the good news. Your brain is more flexible than you might think and is 100% capable of being rewired to give the desired results, regardless of your genetics, childhood experience, and past personal choices. So you can actually train your brain to work for you rather than against you. All you have to do is brainwash yourself for success. This is possible by hacking your brain. The hacks that we're about to share with you will reconfigure your brain. They will, in turn, help you form new habitual thought patterns. However, these hacks will not work if you don't. They will take commitment and practice. You have to decide within you to push through the discomfort, and when that inner voice tells you to compromise, take a day off because you've earned it. Do not. You need to push through, and you'll definitely see the change you desire if you don't give up. It is also important to note that you have to be patient with yourself and not try to brainwash yourself for success in more than 1 or 2 areas simultaneously. Bear in mind that even the slightest incremental changes can change an entire trajectory. Believe in those baby steps on the right path. In this video, we will reveal 7 powerful mind hacks to brainwash yourself to success. 1. Savoring. Anytime you have a positive experience, whether it's achieving a goal, going out with friends, sharing time with family, completing a task, finally buying what you've wanted, or whatever that excites and makes you feel genuinely positive. At that very moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and savor the emotion you feel. Most times, when we are happy, we are guilty of wanting to quickly snap out of the joy, thinking there are more challenges to overcome, or even telling ourselves that the happy moment won't last. Most people don't know that savoring those happy moments expands the pleasure center of our brain, which will increase our positivity. So always replay those victories and happy moments in your head. Make sure you linger there for as long as you can. Because when you're more positive, you are less likely to fall back to those self-destructive tendencies. 2. Take deep breaths. When you are stressed or going through a bad moment in life, you are way more likely to go back to your addictions and bad habits. One way to fight this is by taking deep breaths. So here's how you do it. Anytime you find yourself in difficult situations or feeling worked up, stop what you're doing and close your eyes. Then take a deep breath through your nostrils and exhale for 6 seconds. Each time you breathe in, make sure you breathe into your guts so that your belly contracts rather than breathing into your chest. Do this for approximately 10 minutes or until you feel calm. Remember, this will take practice, but it can significantly improve your ability to control your thoughts and self-soothe. 3. Visualization. Did you know that our brain isn't that good at discerning fantasy and thoughts from reality? For example, the mere thought of standing in front of a crowd freaks some people out as much as the real thing. The good thing is that you can make that work in your favor. So instead of thinking about those negative experiences or your greatest fears, visualize happy things of what you want with as much detail as you can. Your brain will actually believe it's happening, and you will be training your brain to be happier, more energetic, and more positive. Be deliberate about this. Take 10 to 15 minutes a day to remember a positive experience or imagine an outcome you want. Here's something you could add to that as well. As you visualize, you can take deep breaths. There could be times when after you start visualizing, you feel anxious. It could be as a result of your brain not quite agreeing with the outcome you're foreseeing. Take deep breaths while visualizing what outcome you want. You'll slowly start to feel calmer and ease into that positive experience you envision. Before we continue, we would like to give you a free gift of our book, The Ultimate Manifestation Guide. Inside the book, you will discover 15 secrets to help you manifest your dream life faster. Here at Mindset Flow, we are committed to helping you live your best and most fulfilling life. So get your free digital copy today by simply clicking the link in the description. Let's continue on. 4. Suspend disbelief. As the saying from Jess Jackson goes, if my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it, I know I can achieve it. This quote holds more than just rhyming words. It contains the next steps you need to take on your journey to brainwashing yourself to success. You have to stop second-guessing yourself. It isn't enough to just say it, you have to say it like you really believe it. A perfect example of someone who suspended disbelief was a brash, outspoken, and young boxer named Muhammad Ali. He was built to challenge the then heavyweight champion, Sonny Liston, for the world champion boxing title. Although Liston was the overwhelming favorite to win, Muhammad Ali believed in himself and his power to win the fight. Many agreed that his speech before the fight was vital in the historic victory. The speech actually became one of the most iconic statements in all of sports history. Before even stepping into the ring, Muhammad Ali professed himself as the greatest, even though many may have written him off as being cocky or corny. After the fight, he explained that he believed if he said it enough, he would convince the world that he really was the greatest. Of course, he didn't just go into the ring against the best boxer in the world by merely thinking he's the greatest. He had done his due diligence by practicing to the extent he realized no one else in the world was better than him. So to go with that ability, desire, talent, skill, or knowledge you have, you must do away with self-doubt and disbelief. You're definitely the best there is. You're the best version of yourself. There isn't no one in the world who is like you. And always remember your uniqueness is your superpower. 5. Practice gratitude. Making time to appreciate the things that we often take for granted is fundamental to our happiness and success. If you keep wishing for the things you don't have and forget to be thankful for the things you do have, you're basically negating yourself and sticking to that negative mindset. So while it is perfectly okay to visualize that outcome you desire, be sure to be grateful for what you presently have. It could be your health, friends, family, being alive, or even being able to take a walk and enjoy nature. As you can tell, practicing gratitude is a major key in brainwashing yourself to achieve success. Before going to bed each night, write down 5 things you're grateful for that day, even if the day didn't go as planned. Look for the good that still happened that day. Gratitude is also vital to practicing mindfulness, which teaches us to take pleasure in the here and now. 6. Stop comparing yourself to others. I am sure you will agree that social media has made people lose sight of what true happiness is. Often, we find ourselves comparing ourselves to others and competing against them without actually considering what we really want for ourselves. Accepting the fact that everyone has their own journey and life to live is a good place to start. Remember this: you're too unique to be like someone else or live somebody else's life. Once you realize this and value yourself, you will be able to stop and assess your own goals, giving you a clearer picture of what you really want. While having a mentor or someone who's achieved what you'd like is good, it is important to be inspired and not feel like you need to compete with them. If not used for inspiration, comparison can bring disappointment and steal joy from your life. 7. Face your fears. Anytime we feel in control, fear disappears. When we are comfortable with a situation, it suddenly becomes less scary. Imagine how you felt learning how to ride a bike. I bet that after some time, you did not get the same fear you felt the first time. On the flip side, when we don't feel in control, we are not able to think clearly. This is due to our emotional brain being in the driver's seat and taking over. We have let our emotions take control. In order to be in control and not your emotions, learn not to run away from, deny, or ignore your fears. Keep doing what you fear till you're no longer scared of it. One way to face your fear is to spend more time thinking of the best-case scenario instead of always thinking of the worst-case scenario. Let's say you want to ask a girl out for a date. Instead of defaulting to, they will probably say no. Think of this instead. Imagine she will say yes, and you will end up having the best date of your life. Fear is just your brain trying to protect you from the unknown. But you cannot progress if you do not try new things. Don't let fear rob you of the amazing future that is ahead of you. Now that you know some of the powerful hacks to brainwash yourself to success, we'd like to know which hack you feel speaks to you more. Let us know in the comments section below. Do you have any words of wisdom on how to live a more fulfilling life? Let our community know by commenting below. Did you find this video helpful? If so, please share it with your friends and family. The more people learn how powerful our minds are, the better our world will be. And before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and go out there and achieve all you've ever dared to dream of. Not forgetting to grab your free gift by clicking the link in the description below. See you at the next one.